All right, so welcome back, everybody. You know what time it is. Time for another deep dive. And today, we're looking at the stock market specifically.
Oh, yeah, a good one.
Some really cool stuff that I found is all about how to read the clues that are kind of hidden in plain sight in the way stocks open and close every day.
Oh, very cool.
You know, we talk about bull and bear markets.
Yeah.
And we'll define those real quick for anyone who's new, but
Sure.
I think most of you guys know bull market's upward trend.
Yep.
Bear market's downward trend. But, we're going to talk about today, but this idea that bull and bear markets tend to have different patterns in how they open and close.
Yeah, that's right. And it's really interesting. It's not just about the overall trend, up or down.
Right.
But, the subtle kind of movements within that day.
Okay.
So, for example, you might see a stock in a bull market.
Yeah.
It tends to, open a little lower and then kind of, climb throughout the day and then close near its peak.
Wait, so you're telling me even in a bull market where everything's going up, it doesn't just shoot straight up at the opening bell?
Not necessarily, no. Early in the day, you might have some investors being a little hesitant, maybe taking some profits from the previous day's gains. This can create a little bit of selling pressure, lead to a lower opening price.
Okay.
But then, as the day goes on, if that sentiment is really strong, those buyers, they step in, they kind of outweigh the sellers, and then they start to drive that price up to that cliff.
So it's almost kind of like a tug of war going on in those early hours.
Yeah.
And then the bulls just break over as the day goes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about bear markets then? What happens there?
Yeah, well, bear markets, you see kind of the opposite. You might see a stock kind of opening higher. Maybe, because people are a little optimistic still. Or maybe, some short covering happening.
Short covering, what's that?
Yeah, so short covering is when, traders who had bet against the stock, meaning they borrowed shares to sell them, hoping to buy them back cheaper later, they get caught out. They got to buy those shares back.
Oh, so they're kind of scrambling.
They got to scramble their butts.
Exactly. So that can push the price up, temporarily.
Oh, I see.
But then as the day goes on, reality sets in. That initial optimism, it fades.
Yeah.
That selling pressure starts to build. The price starts drifting lower. And it often closes near its low for the day.
Okay, this is really interesting. So we're seeing these almost like a little story playing out between the opening and the closing bell.
Like a narrative,
Like a narrative, what's happening behind the scenes. But I gotta play devil's advocate here a little bit.
Sure. I mean, this is just a tendency, right? There must be exceptions to this.
Absolutely. You're 100% right. This is not a guaranteed thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just a general pattern. You'll have days when a stock in a bull market, pops up at the open.
Right.
Or a stock in a bear market might have a surprisingly strong close as.
Okay, so how should people, listening to this, how should we be thinking about this information when we're actually looking at stocks?
You should think of it as another tool in your tool belt,
Yeah.
Like another layer of insight.
Yeah.
When you're watching a stock, pay attention to those opening and closing prices.
Right.
See how they relate to the overall market sentiment.
Okay.
If you see a stock consistently opening weak but closing strong in a bull market, that could be a sign that, things are looking up for that company.
Yeah.
And the opposite is true, too. If you've got a stock that's in a bear market and it's opening strong and closing weak, that could be a sign that,
Uh-oh. Trouble on the horizon.
So we're not saying, you should base all your decisions on this.
No.
But it's another thing to look at.
Yeah, another factor to consider. The more you observe it, the more you'll, get a feel for how it works in different situations.
So everyone listening, here's your homework.
All right.
Next time you're looking at a stock, you're doing your research.
Right.
Pull up those historical charts and just see
if you can spot the pattern.
If you can see this pattern playing out.
Yeah.
And then, add that to your
another
other
trick,
yes.
tool in the belt. Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Another tool for the tool belt.
Love it.
All right. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.